Mic check, mic check. Yo, what's good, OG? You can hear me? Mic check, mic check. Yo. Yo, you can hear me, big bro? Let me know if you can hear me. You can hear me? You just tapping in tonight, man. Got a couple of G's, generals, lions, leaders, stand-up guys tapping in with me tonight, with us tonight, because this is a community thing. And I'm going to discuss this drill rap. I'm trying to wait for my big bro. Oh, there you go. There you go. I hear you now.
Yeah, man. You know, like I said,
let me tell you, whenever I go on Zoom with you, I love the background. I see Seaborn, I see Swan, I see all the real cats in the background.
Yeah, man. I hooked it up one day and it works. You know, I tried something from the last time we spoke, you know?
Right, man.
Word.
For a few people to tap in, man. I appreciate you for tapping in. I'm waiting for Dexter, his mic to hook up. I just want to kind of build, man. We got some cats, man, ranging from 16 to way older than us tapping in. So I want to see what's the deal, bro. Like, how do we finish this? How do we help this? You know?
I got a lot of suggestions. I'll wait till everybody come on, you know.
Right, definitely. Let's wait. I was, a song keep coming into my head from, I think, 1994, 1995. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my wrong heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. But see, those lyrics was 19 years old. I was 19 at that time. So I remember when he was like, I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my wrong heart turns cold. Wasn't talking about, I'm sure he's talking about his ops. I'm sure he had somebody specific, but he kept it G for the music. And you could tell he was thorough, and we all got the message. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That song keeps playing off in my head because those is real bars coming from a real place.
Well, when you deal with bars more than just rapping, I always tell people what's the difference between a rapper and an MC. You know what I mean? You know, MC is not all about mic control and move the crowd. And MC is a storyteller.
Yes.
MC,
master of ceremonies.
So he has a genre of things to talk about. That's how I respect when they be having them 5 mic shits and all that. You know, like the leakers and the, you know.
Right. I love that. LA leakers, yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta show them what you skill at. And that's what make the difference between an MC and a rapper.
Right.
The coach itself too. You know what I mean? And the way I look at it, you know, is we had even around your time, we had pure pressures, you know, and it was extremely more. I couldn't say it was extremely more than then. The only way I can say it was extremely more than now is that if a nigga picked you back in them times to be on some bullshit against you, or you got to roll with the rush, it was just that. You know?
Yeah.
And it was more serious money, you know what I mean? And it wasn't no cameras to be ducking from. It wasn't no cell phone to tape.
None of that.
To get left on the street.
yes, with no story. It won't be no story. It just be a body.
No fucking. Yo, so
do you think, I mean, my whole thing is like, music, like you said, is storytelling. And when it comes to the drill thing, I love new innovative things. I love to see things go places. And I feel like they got a story to tell. I just wish we could find that balance when we had no cameras and we didn't want to show our face.
There's a balance that can be brought in the truth, and it was there before.
I hear you. I hear you, bro.
I see what you're doing. Yeah, there was a balance. Yeah, there was a balance that was there before, even when we was rapping. It's always
right.
You know, the balance with the drill is that when it first came out, well, in New York, because I know the history. I like to follow the hip hop because I was a part of helping this shit grow.
Exactly. And we was there from the beginning. You was there from the beginning, close.
And then, I was there from the beginning. So when the styles years go by change, I can't get mad at them. There was times when people said you couldn't play rock and roll. You get mad, So
you always had a balance, though. That was my thing. Right. Like, I think about the message, broken glass everywhere, people standing on the corner, and they just don't, like, White Lines was all about cocaine, but then we had other dudes talking their gun shit, and then we had dudes talking some righteous shit. So we always had a balance. What
I wanted to say is that about the balance of the drill shit is that, as far as the New York scene, is that when it first came out, they wasn't so much dissing the dead. From back in the days when an MC or rapper used to diss another rapper. You can hear me? What it do? We in here?
Continue what you were saying about the balance. I hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Seen Pop out.
Y'all can hear me? I can't hear y'all.
I can hear you, Pop. You loud and clear, bro.
Yeah.
Pop take a good 5 minutes to get adjusted sometimes, He got to get in the...
I adjusted before we got on to make sure my shit...
Right.
No.
But like I was saying, the balance with the drill was that when I first was hearing it, it was the same like before, just different beat. Motherfuckers might talk about the next person. You know what I mean? And it could be serious or not, but I didn't see it getting too serious until the gangs got involved. I mean, the gangs all involved, but I didn't see it was too serious until shit start kicking off like that. Like, niggas can't take the weight of a nigga talking about them on a lyric or whatever. You might bring up some true events, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But where did that come from, though, bro? I feel like when I was coming up, it was cats. Y'all can hear you, Pop. It was cats a little older than me, like you, that would line us up like, yo, y'all got to fight and handle this. And we had to fight on the blocks. So where did that stop at, bro?
Bro, I'm going to tell you one thing.
I can hear you, Pop.
I can hear you, Pop. Well, what I say as far as every century have its time. It's every 10 years from growth, if you know what I'm trying to say, century by century.
I got you.
You may be 9 years old, and that next 10 years, you're 19.
It's a whole other cycle.
It's a whole nother cycle. So when we was growing up, think about it now. Niggas got posses or even the gangs itself. But the gangs wasn't coming and the gangs was enough or plentiful as far as that particular gang on set. But after a while, within the 10 years of changing flags, because my hood, like how the Stompers became the Cats and shit like that, or like how it kept passing on. It never transcended to like somebody keeping on the beef with the opposite crew.
Mm.
Today is a different thing because it's gang. So you continuing
right
10-year beef to the century of the next 10-year beef is 20 years within the such.
Right.
Some of these kids don't even know what they be beefing with, yo.
They don't, man. They don't. A lot of them don't know the history, don't know why they beefing, and don't know where they're going. Because when you go to jail, you ain't bringing that gun with you. You ain't bringing nothing with you. This is it.
I used to talk about that all the time. I could tell about situations that were so funny in jail. I couldn't believe in shit, typical shit. But that whole situation right there, with the combined with the music of a motherfucker saying, well, you know, I ain't digging Pop, I ain't digging Sonny, and ain't nothing funny. And a motherfucker be like, I can't take that shit, nigga. He didn't want to see you and all that shit. Back in the days, it's a little different because it wasn't really that gang.
A little bit different.
You ready to come back and get back? I'm ready to come back, write a rhyme, and get back at you.
Yeah, but hold up. I want to tap in on that.
But go ahead, Pop.
I want to tap in on that. Somebody was saying something to me the other day that kind of like hit me and made me say like, word, I feel you. They say this generation today don't respect beef.
Nah.
Do y'all see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Like if I had beef with you back in the day, I would say, you know what? I'm not gonna walk down 34th. I'm gonna go down Flatbush. I'm gonna go down New York. And if I see Pop is on, but I'm gonna respect the space.
Beef. Like we respected beef, but see, the way they look at it, like they can't turn down a fade. You can't turn down an issue because if you do that, you get like, you know what I'm saying? Like a prime example, not prime example, but how the mob run, how like real G's and real niggas that run around in this world, like the mob, they making money, they doing mad illegal stuff, killing, doing everything.
And
when the police come, they ain't violating them. Hey, what up, officer? You want a piece of cheesecake? You want a turkey and cheese? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a fact.
But when it comes to us now, if you just say, yo, what up to the police, you a snitch, you a rat. And I'm like, wait, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be cordial with this shit if you about that life. What up, Jetta?
Yo, Jetta, what up, bro?
Pop, I tell
you on mute.
The beef, the what you said makes sense. Is that when we back in the days, we walking around, we know we got beef with certain people, but we ain't directly looking to drill with nobody, go all out with no nigga. We run in the store, if it pop off, it pop off.
Pop off, right. And
certain situations, but you know too, certain niggas you get beef with back in the days, you really had to handle it.
Quick, you gotta get right to them.
It's facts. Gotta get right. Like on the page of We Are Flatbush, you know, we posted it up, you know, we got 1 or 2 comments in the DM, you know, in everybody's DM. And somebody said, well, they was killing and doing all this shit before the drill rapper. I agree, but then I don't agree to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? It seems, it's just that what it seems like. My father always say, if you walk in 4 deep, you a posse. You know what I'm saying? You a gang. You know what I'm saying? So if it seems every time a record comes out or these dudes go on the social media, somebody's dying.
Right.
Somebody's getting shot and dying.
See, I'm tossed up, right? I was talking with Jaime earlier, and I always say these numbers. From 90 to 99, New York City averaged 2,500 murders a year and up. 212,000 robberies in New York City a year. Now, it was 550 last year, Pop. It was 500 the year before that. There is no crack. There is no heroin. What is you killing each other for? See, me, I was going to wait. I know Ace, a lot of people get upset with me. I'm ready to be like, yo, all y'all niggas kill yourselves and go to jail. Because it's only a small percentage. It's only a small percentage of cats doing this. Why do we focus so much on these cats? You're telling your crime in the rhyme. You're talking about your ops. You're telling on yourself, and we trying to save you? I'll be kind of conflicted with that.
I feel you.
It's like, I'm saving you for what? You fuck around and kill my son. And my son ain't on this type of time.
I think I told you this on one podcast we had. It never came out too clear on that podcast that we was talking.
Right.
And I had said, it's
Yeah,
like
you on mute.
it's like you gotta
Okay.
the
I got you now. All right, y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
You know this is news to me. You know this is news to me.
Yes.
There you go.
Go ahead, Jaime.
What up, y'all?
What it do, my doobie? Yo,
OGs to OGs, man.
So what I'm saying is that like the pure pressure of kids today is at extremely high. You don't gotta be banging or whatever. You live in the hood, you're affiliated, period. I don't want to hear it.
That's a fact.
That's mandatory.
That's the same thing for us. If you live,
it's always been like that, though. It's always been like that. If you was 90s, you was BMW. If you was VIA, you was VIP. It's just, that's your hood.
Hit the buses and the trains. Listen, motherfuckers ain't asking no questions. And then today, when you even try to tell them I ain't down with all that bullshit, they look at you like you copping pleas.
Like you,
right.
like
you.
I ain't trying to cop no plea. I'm just trying to tell you I ain't with it. But then it's like, well, he ain't with it. He copping pleas, and they want to get a free stomp on,
But how you respect? Listen, how can you respect? Like, I remember I had my wars with Decepticons, and I remember Decepticons caught me coming out of criminal court with my mother.
Shit like that.
The school they was going to was Pacific High School next door to criminal court.
Yeah.
I'm coming out of criminal court to jump on a DV. All I hear is, yo, Popeye, what's up? I turn around, I stay in position, and I'm like, yo, it's going to happen. So these dudes, gangster to gangster, G to G, they say, yo, son, we see you next time. In my mind, I'm saying, if you touch me with my mother, I mean, it'll be war to this day. But I have to respect them today because they gave me a pass with my moms.
But the beef, but it goes back to what you said, though. It goes back to what you said. Beef was a respect thing. It's like war. There's rules to war. Like everybody is thinking you can just be in war. There's rules to engagement. Chess is rules to the game. It's always rules, but now there's no respect for the rules.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you it again. There is rules to the game. You got some people that will break those rules. But today, the percentage of breaking the rules back then was like around maybe 10, 20%, maybe.
Right.
I'd even say 10, 20 positivity.
It was still consequences too for breaking those rules.
Yes, but the rules was getting broke probably 10%. We respect it. Right. Today, it's up like 75, dude, 80.
Nah, they ain't respected.
I want to hear Jenna talk.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Jenna, what you think it is though, Jenna? What's the respect? Where's the disconnect? Where do we lose at?
Yeah, when we was coming up, when I was young, we had big homies. We knew what to do and what not to do.
When to do it.
Beefing with dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like Popeye said, he was with his mom. See, that was the respect they had. Of course, they respected their parents, especially their moms. Because there's plenty of times I had beef with niggas. They see me with my moms. They just kept it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And we'll see you another time.
But that goes back to respecting the beef, like Pop said.
Yeah, now it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just that they don't have no code. You know what I'm saying? They just pulling them guns out. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And I think they just can't fight. They don't like to have a black eye.
That's me.
You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
That's it. That's me, bro.
They just don't want to get a black eye.
That's it. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I got punched in my face a few times.
And
I got punched, I got jumped, I got shot,
put your chest out and your chin up and keep it pushing.
Yeah, but my thing was picking up a brick, a stick. That's how my pops raised me. If he was bigger, you know what I'm saying? Go upside his head with something.
See, that's part of the fight, though. That's part of the fight. I got a thing
I'm not even going to front. We're talking about something, right? And on this live right now is 4 G's that came from Brooklyn or Flatbush, right? The two brothers on the bottom are older, my older G's. Jetta is my straight old OG. Jaime is Sonny OG, right? Okay. Now, I was a young dude and I seen Jetta come up. I see how they was getting busy because my brother was around that circle. So I see how, like Jetta said, you know, we knew what to do and how to do it. Now, my really question is going to be directed to Jaime right now. Jaime, we come, okay, like I just said, you and Jetta come from the generation before me and Sonny. Me and Sonny come from a generation. Your kids, which is Rowdy and Fetty, they are part of the generation that we are talking about, right? They are key players in this discussion.
Hold on, let me say something. All of our kids are a part of this generation. Like you said, they are like some of the.
They are the keys. They are the
I'm about
keys.
to say key, yes, right.
They are the keys. They are the keys of this generation. You know what I'm saying? And since you're the father of two of these kids, and you know what you went through in your era, and you seen what we went through, and me and Sonny went through our era, like Sonny asked you earlier, where we lost the disconnect at, because you have kids that's a part of this. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to hear your thoughts on that, really thoughts on that question.
I'd like to do this for the is that, you know, when I was growing up, I had a crazy pops.
Okay.
Firm pops. People who know me on the live gonna be shaking their head. Hell yeah, they know my pops. And pure pressure will reach kids to do what they gotta do just to survive. In my time, the gun era just started picking up more. Yeah, the gun era started picking up more. I've been through some shit like a nigga used to tell you until I witness it for hand myself. Nigga don't know what beef is till it come to your crib. You feel me?
Right.
So what I'm saying, the situation with my boys is that any situation I ever been through in my life, they don't even have to know you. They know of my story. So like when you post pictures of such and such old school dudes, whatever, and I probably pass with these dudes, and I see that's a dude right there. I mentioned the name. I say, yo, remember I told you about such and stuff from back, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I compare the errors. I compare my homies who I've been with, who I shouldn't be rolling with, or who you need to be with when it's going down, like flat leaving and all that shit. Responsibility, you know, not ignorant, you know, and I compare those to the kids they be around with today.
Okay.
That's what I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I get to see the cats. We're older now. So we can see. I mean, my man, he moving like blah, blah, blah. Peace, my brother.
That's my big homie from the Ville. That's Brooklyn Mo right there.
I like this. So the more and more people come on, I got message I really want to say that I think it can work. You know what I mean? So to answer Popeye's question, like I was saying before, because you know I do talk a lot in the sense trying to put it into a perspective, is that
fact, put everything in the right perspective.
Yeah, I try to do that anytime I talk. I was taught like that from my pops. Is that
All right, yo, excuse me, brother. Excuse me 1 minute, brother. Could I get all the brothers' names? Who's in the chat? I just want to know.
Cool. This is my man Popeye with the hat on. That's my partner. We are Flappers. That's my big homie from the Bush, Jetta. That's one of our OGs. That's my big homie from the 90s, Jaime. OG Jaime Wise. At the bottom is the big bro, Ace TV.
Oh, Ace in here?
Ace been in here. Ace just tapped in with the visual.
Oh, Ace in the building.
Just to catch you up, Mo and Ace, Pop had asked Jaime what was his spin on it because he has two sons in the game. And he was pretty much talking about family and keeping things close. And not to cut you, Jaime, I'm gonna let you get back. But one thing I always notice about Jaime and his boys that you don't see a lot, he's with them. You understand what I'm trying to show you? Like, it'd be situations, I'd be like, oh shit, was that Jaime in the background? Like he's dead. Be in the front, but you can tell, like, yo, I miss my boys. I come from a tight family. I'm rolling with my dogs. And there's a certain level of accountability.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
That's a beautiful thing.
Okay. So let me tell you like how you notice this. So let me tell you, because we on live. Right. Shit ain't sweet after the motherfucking meat. All right? I'm too old to be fucking getting in trouble.
Right.
Facts.
Shit, the demons be. I see it for myself. You feel me? You don't have to beef, and money just don't like you. You understand me? And what I was saying before to answer Popeye's situation, question he asked me, is that what I do it is that, and to the other brothers that's on here right now, I'm telling you, this is how I handle the situation because it will work. So I'm not making it a big long story. I'm telling you like this. When I moved my boys out of the hood, I was getting money then. I had 2 houses in Florida, whatever situation. I had stopped hustling. I was took a job, Utica Plumbing, there for like 12 years. And I moved them out the hood in Florida, Port St. Lucie, West Palm Beach. I had to move them back, family situation. And when I moved back to the hood, I said, then I moved to the 50s. I moved to the 50s first. When I moved to the 50s, I was seeing the situation, how the kids used to have the beef I used to have back in the days, 90s, 50s. I was a 90s dude. Now, I'm growing up, my kids growing up, they're in the 50s. So it's a different situation now. And I've seen how on the other foot is being like, I'm from the 50s, I'm from the 90s, all that bullshit. So that being said, as time go by, I was trying to know people kids. Who's and who kids, because that's what you do in the community, try to know who kids.
Right.
And when I was doing that, and this is during the time when beef was starting to kick off with these kids.
What year are you talking about?
I'm talking about 99, 2000.
Yeah,
when it got to 2004, when it got to 2003, 4 is when I knew about the blood shit, Crip shit heavy. Because I'm coming from South Carolina making money, just stop doing that thing. I play softball a lot. I like to be in New York. So fuck, I ain't traveling all that. And I got me a job, so I'm trying to raise a family, stay one place so they can get an education. Because, you bounce around, they ain't going to get an education. I got daughters, too. I got daughters older than my sons. I'm going to get a, good education. So on that hustling life with me and their moms. So I'm trying to be stable. I'm getting older. So back to what I'm saying is that I try to know everybody's kids. And fights was going on and beef was going on, and I come out there and I'm known in the hood. Period. Historically. L's and wins, W's, both are, because I'm living there. So I'm cheaping and I'm trying to know people kids. And being I was from the 90s, but living in the 50s, I'm definitely trying to know your kids because you're not going to do nothing to my kid. So then, of course, you don't want to put your hands on other people's kids. And at that time, I ain't going to lie to you. I was boxing them up. I'm dead ass serious.
Hands on.
But after
high school you went to?
You got parents. You got parents like me who've been through what they've been through and love their kids who don't want to go through that shit. So they end up, I end up saying to myself that, there's parents like me ain't gonna like nobody putting their hands on their kids. So it's like I said, I'm trying to know who these people kids is. When shit jump off, we can get shit copacetic and right and proper in life. As years go by, long story short, fights happen. You get older, gunplay happens, such and such happen. People look at me like, in a sense, like, in a way I promoted shit because my sons is the W's or the next people kids is the L's or whatever. I don't look at it like that. I look at you, all those kids is my kids. I remember when he used to get along until they wasn't getting along one fight and it came to something else and then indictments coming. And, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to all these motherfuckers out here is that, I mean motherfuckers, I mean as far as, I moved, but when I got into the 90s and I moved from the 50s to the 90s, I'm saying I'm gonna be better off. No, I moved to Brownsville then. Then I moved to the 90s. But I'm gonna cut the Brownsville out. When I moved to the 90s, that's how I definitely know I gotta know everybody, kids in here. So I started communicating, know everybody. I see some kids saying, yo, that's that kid from the 50s when they talk about Rowdy and Fetty, that from blah, 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 blah. Who's your pops? Who's your pops? And I started getting to know. My sons look just like me. So people started realizing that too. Long story short, is what I'm saying is that after a while, I see two dudes warring with each other, going at it, gunplay and everything. Now the two kids that's doing this situation, they popped, used to hang together, and they was G's.
Yeah.
Sonny, you know these people. Tiz know these people too. He know the fathers. He know the two what I'm talking about. Yo, they was going at it, and I'm like, that's like you and Pop, your son and
my son and Pop's son going at it. Hell yeah,
going at it, and like, and you ain't saying nothing, and Pop ain't saying nothing. Now these ain't my kids, but I thought ahead of time. I said, yo, so that's what I'm gonna be going through.
Wow,
This gotta stop. I stopped that shit in a sense.
We gotta stop it.
Let me ask Ace and my man Mo a question, right? Because I know they both did some significant amount of time. And somebody told me earlier that dudes don't respect jail no more. That jail is they go there, they get their clout up, and that's where you gotta go get your clout up. Like
that's been like that. I think that been like that.
Nah, dog. Like I mean, it might have been like that, but it wasn't like nobody was looking to go get their clout up.
It's
like in jail.
The percentage just go high, my dude. The percentage just go high with shit like that. Motherfuckers
matter of fact, Sonny, you asked her that question. That's for Ace. That's for Ace and your buddy, and for Jetta. I like to hear three of them niggas give that answer.
What's the
they always behind the wall.
Yeah, because I'm hearing K-Flock getting chased from dorm to dorm. Like dudes ain't fighting.
I mean, listen, let me tell you something, man. Like, I'm quite sure that the brothers that did, numbers, they could attest to this, man. That, once you go in, it's different, bro.
Different.
I keep saying this over and over and over. If you got beef in the streets, it will continue inside. You just gotta hold your own, bro. So what K-Flock is going through, he's realizing now that he can't run and get a gun no more.
Facts.
He can't run and go get 50 dudes. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of individuals, they're not thinking consequences first, Sonny. One thing I can tell you, when I was growing up, I knew every time that I stepped out my house, the possibility was high that I might go to jail.
Yo, Ace, I remember one time you told me you went to court and you had your bangers on you just in case they remanded you. And you was ready to come home like everybody else, but just in case you was ready.
I grew up always having razors on me, Jetta. You know what time it is.
Yeah.
And he had the loony on him too. He had the loony on him.
In the sneakers. If I had a court date, I was ready. I had weed and everything because I never trusted the system.
Right.
Because you listen, before you tapped in, Ace, not to cut you, I'm gonna let you finish. Yeah. Pop said something that was really important. He said he don't think that dudes respect beef nowadays. I don't think they respect beef or consequences.
I can't say that they don't respect beef, bro, because too many bodies is dropping for you not to respect beef.
Hold up.
No, put it in context, though, Pop. What you meant?
Yeah, put that in context.
When I get the floor, let me know when I get the floor. I'm gonna listen. Let me know when I get the floor. Listen,
okay, hold on, brother. You're gonna get the floor right now. Yo, Ace, what I mean by that, when I say they don't respect beef, when back in the day, like Sonny said, when we had a war with somebody, not just you ain't. If I have war with niggas on 21st and Caton, I'm not walking down 21st and Caton. I'm respecting my beef. I'm respecting it.
And I'm not giving them my location.
Respecting our beef. It wasn't like you pussy. Yo, we got war with them niggas over there. I'm not just gonna walk down there.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? I respect my beef. And they won't walk through Vanderbilt because they respect the beef. You know what I mean? So Ace, a big man talk.
No, brother. What year you talking about? What year
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm talking the prime time, the golden era, the 90s, the 80s.
Yeah,
but he was talking about now with not respecting the beef. And
that's
before,
right. What I was saying, brother.
Foundation.
Well, right now they don't.
Right now they don't respect.
Right now they don't.
Nowadays,
beef,
these
death,
kids
or
like,
jail.
okay, they just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't respect a war. They don't respect a problem. Cause like Jaime said earlier, they feel like suckers if they say we can't do this right now. Or the ops is gonna go on the phone and say, oh, I just seen Popeye and he ain't doing nothing. He pussy. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they don't want none of that.
I hate that.
Yo, hold up. Mo, let me hear what you gotta say, bro.
No, I was just listening because I was trying to, see where each individual was coming.
Right.
No, I got you.
But far as I come from, the 80s, 90s or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I don't come from no gang culture or none of that shit. So I don't, how them guys, they react to situations, I don't understand. But I'm trying to think like,
I mean, you had beef before. We've all had beef before. Never was time about it. You can't
Okay, Sonny, define that.
define what?
Define beef.
Yeah.
Beef is something where you got a problem that gotta get cooked. It gotta get cooked. The shit is hot.
No sleep.
And the shit gotta get cooked, right? I remember I thought somebody else talking. My bad. I remember I thought I knew what beef was, right? I thought I kind of knew what beef was coming up. And I remember going to other neighborhoods like Brownsville, Coney Island, all over. I remember dudes would be like, yo, I got beef. My mother can't send me to the store right here, and it's downstairs. I got to go to another building because the buildings is going to war in the same projects, looking at each other. That's beef. Like Pop said, you got beef with Two First and Caton. If you ain't got to tell them to spin the block, you ain't got to tell them to drop a pin. If you walk down that block, you know what the fuck is going to happen.
You come to the building and
when we see each other, we know the vibes, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody, like I said, I come from before the gang culture and all that shit. So I don't, how these guys react, but coming from Brownsville in the late 80s, I got clipped early, but late 80s, you know what I'm saying? If we had a problem with somebody, it's whenever we see each other. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we'll go to your community, we'll go to somebody else's community and what's up, you know what I mean? But
yo, listen.
With that being said,
sidebar real quick. Hold up, Ace. Let me just tap on something. Yo, Mo, remember that time we was talking in our interview and you had told me a story about something happened where a dude came to your projects and he got robbed or something like that. And y'all niggas went and bought the chain back because you was like, yo, I got a girl in this building. And you went back and called dude out. Everybody came outside Prospect Plaza up the hill, I think it was. And y'all had to squash this. They had mats, you had hammers, and it was a situation.
All right, listen.
Go down to that too.
No,
yeah.
Right. Let me say something. When I grew up, growing up, it was more respectful, bro. It was more respect. Niggas had respect for certain people, certain communities, certain individuals. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There's no respect now. Nobody respects nobody. If you respect, you pussy. That's how they look at it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Niggas respected certain individuals, handle this, that, and the third. Yo, he from over here. Let me go talk to him. Let me go see what's going on. What's up? It wasn't just gung-ho. Like, fuck who that nigga is and fuck who he is. And we just gonna know it was always somebody that you respected. Because I'm quite sure because all of you brothers is older like me, we all have respect for certain people. Like, it wasn't you just do what you want to do. It was people that could come in between shit at them times.
This man just said he had beef. He was coming out of criminal court and seeing Deceps. And the Decep, he was with his mother. And they was like, yo, Pop, what up? We see you. And they let him rock because he was with his moms. Because I understand I got a mother. And I'm going to kill y'all if y'all fuck with me with my mother. Right. So I'm not going to mess with that man because I respect his space.
Right. That's right. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It was it was still people that could come in between some shit like, nah, like it's just different. It's just crazy right now. But it was respect, man. We all, because I'm quite sure, like I said, everybody on this platform, we from around the same age. I could see the brothers. It was always.
We all come from the same era, man. No gang era.
Yo, Ace, what's up, Ace?
No gang era. Yeah, no gang era. We still had a level of respect. A person could definitely get a pass or this, that, and the third if he knew, or if somebody knew somebody. You good? All right, we squash shit. It ain't no problems.
Not now. And that's what we talking about. Like, not now. Like, it's not happening. Like,
So
you guys is really.
Let me ask you something.
I'm scared. Like, you know what it is to be scared? Like how our parents were scared. Like, I'm scared. Like how my mother was scared and my father was scared when I went outside. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, you're praying for my son, praying for my little dude. Like, because I'm like, yo, man, these niggas is just bugging.
Yo,
I told you
that's serious.
Yo, Pop, Sonny.
What up?
Yo, pardon me. Yo, I told you in another podcast before a situation with my boys. I was going through something. I got locked up, right? So I had to go to the shelter situation with me, Rowdy, and Freddie. So we ain't got to the shelter over there until then.
Mm-hmm.
And the gang era. All right? Now, on the corner, it was going down on the corner happenings, you know what I mean? And it's a snowy day. I come to dig out the vehicle, out the truck. My sons, I can't even say nothing. They in their thing, they flag and whatever. We in flappers. I told Rowdy at the time, I said, yo, go in the trunk. This when they was playing high school ball, all that shit. So yo, go in the trunk, get the shovel so I can dig out the truck. I'm gonna start the truck. He said some crazy shit. I said, who the fuck you talking to? He said, I ain't talking to you, I'm talking to them. So I turn around and I look. I see the homies, they flagging and they got what they flag on. And they about to crack or pop off, whatever.
How old was Rowdy at this time?
This was like 17.
Okay, so he's big. He was a big
18.
team. He's a big team.
I got locked up 2000.
Blood block over there.
That's blood over there?
That.
Yeah.
I'm gonna explain everything to that, and this is how it should roll.
It's knows territory.
What gave me an idea of what I be saying should be going down, because I don't remember the brother is. And when I tell the story, I'm gonna mention his name, and then I'm gonna see from there if that was him, because I said this story before. So I said, oh man, this what's going on right now. I said, see, and so the kid said something to Rowdy back. Rowdy said something back. Fetty was there. Fuck you all. They was all that. So the kid ran off. I said, so now, mind you, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I leave this shit out there, because I just came home, I leave the shelter, which you know I ain't supposed to have nothing in the shelter, but you know I got nothing in the V. So, and I'm stuck in the snizzo. I'm stuck in the snizzo. It's a snowstorm. 2008, 10.
Okay.
10. Well, anyway, I said, oh, well, he going to run to go get such and such now. So I'm getting frightened now because this is it. And there was an older dude there. So I said, man, he's back in my area. Would even been none of this shit, man. Y'all just pop over and boom, boom, boom.
Shoot the fair one and keep it pushing.
And then I said, back in my area with niggas that my nigga Tony Rome and them niggas.
Tony Rome, that's my guy. That's my guy.
I said it just like that. I swear to you not.
I agree.
And then the older dude said, what you say? I said, yo, like my niggas Tony Rome and them, son. Cause yo, boom, boom, boom. I know 3 Tony Rome, but you know, Tony Rome. So I said, boom, boom. Then he said, yo, that's my cousin. So I said, word? So I said, yo, what's going on here? He said, yo, man, this is my block, man. Don't even worry about that shit. Shorty ran back. I know he got it on him. The V stuck in the snow is in there. I'm like, oh man. So I says, he says, Bob, bro, you know, who you? I said, yo, I'm from the 90s. I said, 90s. I said, I'm from the 90s. So, you know, I hung out everywhere. So I said, I'm from the 90s. I used to be hanging out, blah, blah, blah. I told him such. Kirk Pistachio, Rambo. That's my cousin, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, I know Rambo. You know what I'm saying? So I locked up with him. So we go, yo, let me tell you something. Yo, I was just with Tony Rome and Rambo them the other day because Kenny Doo-Wop came on. I don't know if you know what Kenny Doo-Wop is. Yeah, I think he came on.
Yeah, I know who you talking about.
All right, so Kenny came home. That's my boy. So then we all was hanging out one time. So I was playing money, we hung out such and such. And then everything squared off. I said, I got worried about such and such. She said, nah, we ain't got to worry about nothing like that, blah, blah, blah. And just by you knowing who, because there's G's out there that the kids respect.
Right.
Now, in my hood, I'm saying this how it would be going. My hood is like, they got historical things happen in my hood in that small hood, regardless in, out territory or in-house. You feel what I'm saying? And the in-house area of the 9, if you know the 90s, is a really in-house. You gotta be a stepper. Gotta be a stepper. You dig? And after a while in life, when you get older, you know, we was doing the same thing after a while. The same fucking shit was happening. And one time we made motherfuckers fight a square off 2 on 2 and got over with. And then come to find out, his pops and his uncle's a homie from Brevoort or some fucking man. I'm like, oh my God. You dig what I'm saying? And then we clipped that. In the same situation with the 2 homies, like I said, y'all know before in Tez, big time homies used to hang out together and their kids are trying to get at each other. This how my kids gonna live? Clip that. I try to put myself into clip that because I don't want to go through that. And I went through worse after that. I had to fight these kids out here.
Yo, Ace, wait 1 second. Ace had something. 1 second, Mo. I'm gonna get back to you. Yo, Crave, what up?
I want to ask a question, but go ahead.
Ace, what's your question, Ace?
What was my question?
Yeah, pardon me. I cut you before you was tapping in, so go ahead.
No, let the brother go, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought you was going this down.
Ace, because I think that whoever got a little say so in their hood,
right,
need to speak up.
As far as we know each other. We know each other kids. We used to run with each other, man. I ran all over through Bed-Stuy, the East New Yorks. I can call names, notorious names. I got a little situation that people know about too. Paper shit, front page shit, whatever. It's just that after a while, our kids, now with the drill music, because it started over this drill music and the love of hip hop. Hip hop was a thing, motherfucker. Say what you want to say about the next nigga come back with the next line, blah, blah, blah. It's more intense with the gang shit. They want to change the lyrics on the drill so their kids can't make their motherfucking bread.
I don't agree with that. That I don't agree with.
As far as not making the music, what I would say is this. What I would say before certain brothers got on here. I remember when the drill wasn't that bad when motherfuckers was kicking their lyrics and blah, blah. And it was no retaliation too much.
I disagree, though. I disagree, Jaime, because drill started in 2015, Chief Keef, right. Chicago, Midwest.
Now, I'm talking, that's another thing.
Right, so now we jacked. I got some young homies calling in tonight from Memphis and Philly. They lost a lot of respect for New York hip-hop because...
To put context, hear what I'm trying to tell you.
Good.
I'm talking about New York City drill rap at the time.
Got you.
I can't really talk on this because, dude, me being a kid, I know situations as far as life goes on concerned. I'm just saying in general, these kids, some of them is pure pressure, some of them is cheap, some of them don't give a fuck, some of them got kids to put batteries in their back, blah, blah, blah. Ain't no respect in the motherfucking hood, and you got a genre of drill music going on.
Let them out if you want.
And if they want to talk about somebody else or the such, they're not going to take it lightly. Bad enough if they already beef with each other. So your lyrical content, if you're going to continue to do the drill, to me is that, just don't be talking about nobody. Talk about the adventures of you doing what you had to do, whatever.
Exactly.
You don't have to be
what's the drill music? What's the origin of it? Is drill music, the content of drill music is what? Tell me what the
origin of drill music started in England.
You know what the origin is.
All right, listen, no, content-wise, the origin started in England. They wasn't moving like that. Once Chicago got it, they was moving with their beef like that. But we all know that we the strong, the weak kneel to the strong kneel to the wise. We was always the wise. We was always the top of the pyramid, the top of the food chain, style, fashion, music. What happened in 2015 that we picked up this bozo freaking cadence thing that's not even no more lyrics, no more words. Cool. I don't like it. I'm not into it, but I respect it. You understand? I know that that's their thing. My son loves this shit. You understand?
Listen,
you gotta look at it in a different way, though, man.
Like real quick.
What you mean? Craig, what you mean?
Y'all agree? I want to ask brothers one question. Do I want to ask you, brothers? Do you agree with the fact that, because I said this on a podcast with with Sonny, with Sonny the other day. I had an interview with Sonny the other day on the podcast, and I said personally, drill music to me is an invitation to drama, an invitation to beef. Nigga get on the track, and all you do on a drill song is speak about people you got beef with, and this is the invitation who you want beef with. Is there anything positive about the drill music?
Exactly.
Like the drill music, like they the drill now is like it's a platform for anybody to get on a song and diss another person for some drama. It's like you inviting yourself to get shot, killed, all this shit. That's what drill, in my opinion. You know, I'm older, but it ain't positive. What's the positive?
Well, see, I'm not going to do that though, because like I started off, one of my favorite bars of all time and favorite verses in hip hop history is, I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my wrong heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey, yo, son, spark the Philly. I can keep my mind off these yellow bag niggas. Mom, came up to shit like that, bro. We listen to shit like that.
Same shit, though, son.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same shit, different mind.
Can I chime in?
Hold on.
Let's hear this. Let's hear from the sister. Let's hear from the sister. We need some feminine energy. Let's hear from the sister.
Go ahead.
Hi, good night, everybody.
Go ahead, Miss Rodriguez. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, Sonny, you just hit a topic that I was going to say. You got to remember, every decade has a different era.
He said that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Remember when we was coming up in the 80s and 90s, and I'm not trying to be funny. I think I'm the youngest one in here. I'm in my early 40s. But remember in the 80s and 90s when we were coming up, you had politicians and our parents and probably older people, you know, old enough to be our parents, saying the same thing we're saying. Oh, hip hop, rap music, quote unquote. It's bad. It's a bad message. It's promoting violence. I heard the same thing. Now, what I think it is, and I'm gonna hit something really deep. Remember when there was a time like in the early to mid 2000s, they were saying hip hop is dead, hip hop is dead. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. I'm not gonna give off the subject too tough. It was making way for a different type of era. You understand what I'm saying? And I do agree with you, Sonny, on that. I don't care for it much, but I respect it.
I respect
it. You know, and there's a lot of messages in that. But remember back in the 80s and 90s, hip hop, they was rhyming about drugs and crime, but they was not rhyming. They was rhyming through experience and actually expressing how they felt. And not necessarily trying to promote it.
A lot of this is our fault, though. I feel like a lot of this is our fault.
Tell it like it is. Tell it. Right.
Because we're the parents of these kids, one.
Right.
And two, I feel like we asked for this. 10 years ago, Jaime said every 10 years shit switched. We was talking about rappers is soft, these guys is butt, they not real. And they came up and was like, you know what? We're gonna let these guns go. Now they letting them guns fly. And what we doing? Y'all gotta chill.
But I'm gonna speak from a different perspective on this right now. I don't know what y'all said before, but just like you said earlier when I just hopped in, you was talking about Chicago picked it up. Remember when Chicago picked up the drill music and started spitting drill music, it was straight gang drill music. The reason why New Yorkers, when it came to New York, it became the same thing. You got to realize that there's a lot of underlying beef that's going on between different organizations within New York. So what they did was they took the drill music, just like Chicago took the drill music, and started talking their problems in the music.
Right.
The sad part is, you understand? The sad part is that these guys are really acting out their visions within the music. And the reason behind it is like you see, for example, I could consider Sonny one of my OGs, right? That taught me a lot more than just fighting, drug dealing, stab, all the bullshit that, even though he did teach me some things, you know what I mean? He also taught me the knowledge of self, the knowledge of being a bigger person. You understand? So when we were gangbanging in the streets,
that's it right there.
You understand? When we were gangbanging in the streets, we did certain things. Even though we was in the gang, we still helped the woman come up the block. We still helped the elderlies with groceries. Right now, with the kids having kids, they're not teaching us respect because they don't respect the ones that's older than them now because it became a money thing.
Yo.
You understand what I'm saying?
You don't got the bag, you can't tell me nothing.
Right.
A lot of them don't want to respect.
I agree with
like,
you.
A lot of the young cats don't respect the older cats because y'all. I'm gonna say
for what though? Why though? But why? But Crave, let me ask you, why you think that is? If I'm coming down Flatbush and I see Jetta and he's like, "Yo, fucking you out here making all this noise, or you smoking, or you cursing, yo, chill out." Only thing I'm gonna do is slide. I don't want no problems with them. I don't want them to see me by myself. I don't want to hear.
You gotta remember something. You was brought up on different morals.
I was about to say that.
We
I'm about to say
respect.
that.
You gotta remember something.
Right.
You gotta remember something, Sonny. We were brought up on different morals, just like I was.
I was too.
Where did it stop?
You gotta see it. It's like even Jaime with Rowdy. Rowdy was brought up on different morals. You understand?
Exactly.
These cats, even though he's a young cat, he was still brought up on different morals. Growing up in the 90s, you know, you got junglers, you got certain man them that was serious dogs them from the 90s.
You see,
all around.
They taught us in certain ways, in certain manners. You understand? These young cats, let me tell you something, even me, they consider me like, oh yeah, you an older cat now. I don't even want to deal with these young cats because you want to know something? I'm gonna put my hands and feet on them.
But see, Craig, listen,
have no respect.
But
hold on, Ace, go ahead, Ace.
You hear me? But look, you said when he talked about Jaime's sons, right? Look at what happened. He raised them a certain way. But at the same time, what happened through the course of time, when they started, you know, coming into their own and doing their own thing,
every 10
got
years,
to a point in time where it got to a point in time where they had to go sit down for a little while. Because if you see how they move now, they move a little better now.
But you gotta, Ace.
Yo,
let me say something to you, Ace. Think about it. You had to learn your lesson one way, some way, somehow, right?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody does.
The same with them. For every choice we make, there's a consequence. I've been in Rikers, I've been in jail, I've been through the bullshit myself too. You know what I'm saying? I thank God that I never had to go sit, you know what I mean? But I've been through the transition to understand that that's some place I did not want to be.
And you understood consequence though, like you said.
Consequences. You have to think about it. I told you this earlier, Sonny.
I was about to say, you went to
New York picked up a LA mechanism in thinking. In LA, when you was gangbanging, you had to go to jail to get your status. You had to go to jail to get your name.
Yeah.
New York has picked that up now. Back in the days, it was all about the money. Let's think about it. It was all about money. Ace, Sonny, all of y'all niggas is older. Jet on here. All of y'all niggas older. Tiz, what y'all was about money. Niggas couldn't hurt y'all. Niggas couldn't disrespect y'all.
I was in South Carolina 85. I'm out.
South Carolina 85 sounds sweet.
But Craig, listen. When you dealing with reality, when you dealing with reality, Craig, about dudes is doing what LA was doing by going in the system, right? That's what you said, Craig?
Yeah.
That I can't agree with that because at the end of the day, when they go in, they're not the same. A lot of these dudes is going in and they victims in there.
Yeah,
let me explain. Like that. You want to know something also, Ace?
That's true.
You are absolutely correct. But guess what?
Correct.
That's the lesson.
But guess what? I want you to think about something. Why do most of us wear Gucci? Why do most of us wear Versace? You got to think about it. You got to look at Chef G. Chef G just went to jail, and he's like, yeah, I'm inside. He's having fun inside because he's a nigga who's active.
But you know what? Because the reason why he's doing that, right? Having fun or whatever, because evidently, wherever he's at, his particular gang got some strength.
Right.
But you got to remember, like I'm saying again, Ace, when you think about it, if I'm looking up to Chef G and his drill music, if I'm looking up to Fabio and his drill music, and I'm looking up to these guys and they go inside and they fly and then they get a pass or whatever, everybody likes their music because it could be blue, red, black, green, yellow, and they all like their music and they respect them for that.
Rowdy did his bid in his motherfucking Yeezys and fucking carts, the whole fucking bid. Rikers and up north, carts and Yeezys.
We already know. You understand?
I want to ask the panel something. I got a question for the panel about the meeting with the mayor, right?
Right.
Who do y'all believe? Let me ask you something. Y'all know who was at the table.
Yeah.
But who do y'all think should have been at the table?
People like you.
Well, no, that too. But I think I'm proud of all the people.
Was it a good thing? Was it a good thing or not?
It was a great thing.
I'm asking who else should have been at the table, Sonny?
Well, I can vouch to say this is that Rowdy, he missed out. Something was going on with him because he's making things happen for himself for the album, right? And I told him he should have been there anyway, but he's doing the thing. But Bobby, he out of town, and I think they should have been there too because the way they trying to do their music is different.
They could do a part two. It could be a part two.
Yeah, it's not over, Mo. It's not over.
but can I say?
Yeah,
can I say something?
Rodriguez.
Is that it's tension in the air, man. Because the way these kids think, two situations happened. We lost some brothers, right?
Right.
And well, the other situations in another borough, but it's brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Our community still.
Our community, and as far as the Nas situation and all that, and I still think about the parents and everything. Oh man, somebody calling. Then Rowdy calling me.
Like even like when you even think about you got Jetta on the line, right? Him and Bucky. If y'all know those names, y'all should know who Bucky is.
Bucky.
You know what I'm saying? Bucky. Yeah. Let me tell you something. When we used
Bucky short, he a short dude. He's short.
Nah,
tall.
Okay, another Bucky. Talking about another Bucky. Okay, my bad.
Let me tell you something. There's times when I used to be on Junction wilding out, and they come hem me up. And you know what I did? I turned around and walked away. You understand?
You understood.
No, it's because he had respect. He had respect.
Respect. And when you reach a certain age, you gotta have a level of maturity. All that dumb stuff gotta be behind you. You understand what I'm saying? Like
no, but you gotta, like I'm saying again, you gotta look at what's being drilled in the mind of these youth. I speak to a lot of youth all the time about certain things, and I try to explain to them that, you know, this ain't the way of life. You know what they tell me? Yo, I gotta put on so I could be respected. You understand?
Everything nowadays is about clout. I don't.
You got the internet. A lot of these dudes, you got to think about it. When we was outside, Sonny, I fought a lot of people. Boom, 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 boom. If I felt like I lost, I see them again. I fight them again. Y'all know the way. And some of them same people is my homies right now.
Hold up, Craig. Let me hear this question. Go ahead, Mo. What's your question?
What if Sonny told you chill? Would you have chill?
Yeah.
He would have chilled.
Right there. That's what's missing, bro. These kids they ain't listening to nobody, bro.
Well, they want this though. I feel like my son is 22, right? I feel like my son is 22. Most of us have kids here in that bracket that's not listening. So how much of the blame falls on us as parents, as leaders, as elders?
All right, check it. Listen.
Influence. My fault, Maurice. Let me say one thing before you go. The influence is a different kind of influence
for them. Because they got the influence in their hand.
You see it. You see, the thing is, these are internet gangsters who go outside and do things, and then when they find out the truth behind what they did, which is jail and getting violated in jail,
it's free my guy. It's free my guy.
It's free my guys.
I never heard so much free my guys in my life, bro. Somebody locked up, yo. Where's so-and-so at? He chilling. He gonna be home soon. You know what I'm saying? He ain't screaming free my guy. He got a 1-3 for some shit he did. Like, he gonna be home in a minute. What are we talking about here?
Hey, Sonny.
Hey, yo, check it.
Let me break something down real quick. As a life, you hear me? As a life coach, I'm a life coach and counselor, right? I'm a life coach, counselor, youth and adult advocate. That's what I do as a profession.
Salute to you. Salute to you for that, brother. Salute to you.
Very good. Very good.
And I'm testing people. I do talks every week. So I'm gonna tell you like this. It's a lot of when I see the results from the talks, bro.
What's the tox? What's that? What is that?
That's urine tests.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you something, bro.
Wax. Okay, yeah.
Let me tell you something. It's more than weed, brother. We gotta factor in that they using heavy drugs, man.
Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. I like this. Go ahead.
You understand what I'm saying? They using heavy drugs, man.
He making sense.
So when a lot of them, when they saying they're on demon time and all that, they high.
Yeah. They
See what I'm saying? So I got sometimes being that I do what I do, I know what certain drugs are, right? Drugs that you've never heard of. Like BUP and shit like that. These are different type of drugs that you're not supposed to even be taking that in.
Especially at 16, 17, 135 pounds.
So yet again, it brings me back to LA. When you think about them cats, when you watch Colors and all of them, what they did before they went and rode out.
PCP, Sherm, Lean, all type of shit.
We picked up.
You hear me?
Correct. Ace is correct. Ace said some real shit just now. That was a topic I was gonna touch on, but he got to it. The drugs, we smoked weed and drank alcohol. You had some people that snorted a little coke or smoked a little woolies here and there. You know what I'm saying? But they take it lean, Percocets, BUP. They are a lot of different shit that really changes the mindset and thoughts. So that's why the disrespect comes in. There's dudes out now that I know if Jetta, Ace, and I'm a big man and I respect these niggas, but there's young boys that would see them be like, yo, fuck you, old man, get out of here, and don't even know who they are. You understand?
When I see the results, right? To make sure, this is what I do. To make sure that it's accurate, I send it to the lab. So when I get the live results and I can tell how much they taking and everything. So I can know if they've been messing around with lean and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, you must want to die.
Ace, what are you doing with this? Like they drug test through your program for what?
For what drug?
No, like for what? What's the purpose of the drug test?
No, because this is courts, man. I'm dealing with courts and all that, bro.
Oh, okay. I see what you're dealing with the court system. I got you.
So this is determining if a dude gonna go to jail or not.
So I'm about keeping motherfuckers out.
As you should.
So I do whatever it takes to keep you free, but I need your help. You see what I'm saying? I need you, because I like to do it like this, a 50-50 venture partnership where we working together to keep you free. But once we part ways, I don't know what you're doing. But if you lying to me, you're really not lying to me, you're lying to yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm the one that's going, if you get locked up, I'm the one that my phone gonna ring and I'm gonna find out that you in jail. You see what I'm saying? So we need more people stepping up. There's a lot of people, they talk about the youth, but step up. There's different ways on how we can do this, bro. Like I was saying before, me and Pop, I was talking, our neighborhood Jetta, we ain't got nothing there for the kids.
There's nothing there for the kids. You're right.
In our old neighborhood, we used to go to the community center, Vanderbilt Community Center back in the days. We used to go to 269 Community Center. Bro, we don't. Yes, but Jetta, that's dead. They don't have nothing.
When you think about it, Ace, all the programs for the youth have been canceled. That's something that we need back, because even with Madison, we used to do all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So people like us, Craig, we need to sit down with the mayor and let him know this is what we need.
Let me Let me ask something though. I always say this.
Hold on, before you go, Sonny.
What up?
Maurice trying to say something. We all cut him off.
Oh no, he gonna be back. He
jumped off.
He gonna stay quiet for long for sure.
Who the Jaime?
I'm always like, my thing is always like, I always tell this to Ace. I always feel bad because I know how his heart feels for the community. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, it's a small percentage of these bad apples. I feel like we focusing on bad apples. Am I wrong for saying, yo, let these niggas purge themselves if that's what they want to do? Go to jail, kill yourself. It was 500 murders last year, bro. God bless everybody that went to the Essence. I'm not being rude or disrespectful. We live in a city, we're from a city with 16 million people. This is how much 500 is, bro. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Why don't we focus on the other kids and let these dudes do what they do? Because there's a lot of kids that's doing well.
Because you want to stop the recruiting. Yeah. You want to stop the recruitment process, Sonny.
That's a fact.
If you don't address them, then they can recruit your nephews or whoever, Sonny.
Yep.
I remember you said that before, AJ.
Which is why you want to stay on top of your child, mentor, because as much as you can come from a great home, the environment is what also creates a child. But you got to keep instilling and having your child be around the most positive people. It's not going to be easy, but you have to continue it. I agree. I understand where you're coming from. And I want to piggyback on what you just said. I don't know if y'all heard this, but it was on the news. There was a cop that said that he was, I think, a lieutenant. I don't want to say the wrong thing. It was some shootings happened in Flatbush for a while. Anyway, the point is they had to have a sit down. How could we lower the number of the amount of killings within our neighborhood? It's ridiculous. So this lieutenant, Black American young man, he said, I have a solution. And it worked. Okay. What he did was simple. Everyone got together. Young men got together in the community. They started doing mediation groups. They started playing basketball. He saw the numbers of crime drop. So just like what you said. I'm sorry?
We Build the Block.
Talking about what?
It's called We Build the Block.
I think so, yeah. I saw it on Channel 7 News really briefly. I was watching my show, and then that came on. Yeah.
Williams, Dominic, and
right. I believe so, yeah. But you see, that has to also, it has to keep up. It has to keep going. So just like what you said, y'all should have been the sit down, and we can still do it. You know what I mean? We have to open up our mouths and say something, do something, be about it. Get fun. You know what I mean? So we will be heard, but we have to act on it.
You want to know what's bad?
Listen. Hold on. Let Mo get that in real quick. Mo.
Listen, I want to ask Rowdy Pop something after I finish what I'm saying. But I got a nephew. My nephew, he from East New York. He in prison right now. He facing some shit. He got some shit, but he a good kid. He's still a good kid. The one thing about my nephew, that's my brother's son, and he I guess you would say on demon time, every gang, they know him. They know my nephew. But the point what I'm making is he listened to me.
And respects you probably.
Yeah, he listened to me. And what I'm saying by that is, hypothetically, if my son had beef with Sonny's son or Tiz's son or any of y'all's son or whatever, said something, and it was brought to my attention, and I know any of you guys, I talked to my nephew, he would listen to me. For that particular situation, he would listen to me. You understand what I'm saying? For Rowdy Pops, I want to know, like, say for instance, they had some situation, and if you was to say, stand down, nah, boom, that's so-and-so's son, would they respect the same? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, with all of us older brothers, it's all about respect, bro. If these kids don't respect you, if they ain't respecting you, you know what I'm saying?
This is the thing, Mo. Let me ask you how you feel about this. Popeye says this all the time. I think I might have heard Crave say this before. They always say that we can't tell nobody nothing unless we got the bag or unless we coming up with the herc on, jumping out of a big truck. You can't come and say, yo, humbly, like, yo, bro, I made the mistakes. I went your route. I'm a union worker now. Y'all wilding, bro. Tighten up because y'all bugging. They don't respect it.
No, my nephew respect me because
That's you. Will he respect me? If your nephew was wilding in the street, I'm like, yo, homie, chill, bro. These niggas, the cameras right here. There's old ladies right here. Will he turn around and say, yo, fuck you? Or will he say, yo, all right.
I don't know. I'm quite sure. Maybe not. But what I'm saying in regards to that is,
Mo, I'm gonna interrupt you right there. I have to interject. That's the problem.
He gonna respect you, but do he respect all?
When we was running around and we was doing things, it didn't matter if certain people. You see, the thing is also approach. You understand? Approach is always something that can always draw something wrong, because that's why I have conflict with certain people a lot. The way they speak to me and approach. You understand?
Wait a minute, Craig. Hold on, Craig. You said that about approach. Not to cut you, God. I just thought about something. You probably one of the youngest on here, right? You involved with certain organizations and things like that. Did you hear any of this growing up? People telling you don't mess with blue, don't do this color, What was the approach to you? What was the approach that got through the best? And what, like, you know what I'm saying? Walk us through that. Because you was that team, I feel like.
Yeah, I was. And you want to know something? Like, if you
how are you still alive?
You want to be honest with you? You want to know why I'm still alive? I have people like Bucky and Jetta and Sonny in my life. You understand what I'm saying?
And he don't sit still. So his ops got to get on planes and get on highways and have cars and GPS to keep up with.
That's one thing about me. I never really sat down in the hood. Huh? Oh yeah. Well, I ain't want to say her name, but moms. Yo, let me tell you something. Moms will come outside and slap the shit out of her in front of everybody. And then we didn't listen to her. She called Jetta or Bucky, and then we ran in the house like, oh shit, the big dogs is coming. You understand? But you want to know, as me being affiliated in the gang life, right? As me being a Crip, you want to know what made me become a Crip? I didn't need to. I had my own strength.
Tell me.
But you want to know what made me turn Crip? When the blood niggas cut one of my best friend's moms. You understand? My mind. Remember, I don't know, you probably could remember back in the 90s when the Bloods was running around cutting people for no reason on Old 31 Day and all that. That's what made me turn Crip. I turned Crip because I just wanted to go against the opposition that was doing that bullshit. You get what I mean? Everyone has a different reason. A lot of people turn into gangs because they need protection. I didn't need protection.
Did you still have that respect, though? Were you still with the morals and principles and morals?
I fight my homies if they don't freaking respect. Let me tell you something. The whole hood knows moms. Charmaine, who Jetta's talk about, that's my moms. You understand what I'm saying? If they see her walking and then niggas don't grab her bags, I'm fighting niggas. You understand? They see grandma walking and they don't do certain things, I'm fighting niggas.
But look, how many of those fights have you had? They do it, so the respect is there. You ain't had to have none of those fights because they gonna carry it. My mom is the same way in the hood.
All right, so hold up. So all right, you turn Crip, right? You say you turn Crip?
Oh yeah.
So did you ever, I'm just saying, like, outside of a person that you personally got some problems with, you know what I'm saying? Did you ever victimize anybody that you didn't really have problems with just because of Crip?
Of course.
Why?
It was the life. You understand? It was timing. I was on, you see like how they say demon time? I was on time. You want to know why?
You didn't care about right or wrong. Right or wrong didn't matter.
Let me explain something to you. When I was young and dumb and running the streets full of cum, I was doing whatever I felt like doing. You understand? There's people that walk down our block. You remember block wars? When you couldn't even walk down certain blocks because of things? There's people that walk down the block wearing red and we beat them up. You want to know why? Because that's just the time we was on. It's just like these kids these days. That's why I have an understanding of where they coming from. The difference is if Sonny or for instance, say a gentleman from our block, Rookie or a certain man, them, they say, yo, chill. Guess what we did? Because we have.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
If Jetta was outside and seen us on Junction doing something stupid, we stopped. And I'm telling everybody else.
But the funny thing is, though, Craig, the funny thing is that you skipping, right? Because I remember seeing certain crews on Junction, Jetta and them over here, these niggas over here, If I'm on some demon time, I'm avoiding them niggas. Them niggas ain't gonna tell me to chill. I'm not going past none of them corners. CR Tony over here, Jetta and these niggas over here. I'm cutting through over here. I'm
cutting on the other side.
Trying to tell me to chill. I'm not doing this.
We definitely go in the opposite way so they don't see us doing the dumb shit.
I don't want to hear it. All the super hoes on my block, I used to get dragged. I used to play corners in the elevator. All the super hoes be in the elevator. I'm the littlest one. They putting the beats on me. I get in the elevator with 2 of them. It's 4 corners. I jump in the corner. I'm still getting the beats put on me. But at the end of the day, I respected it because this is like, I don't know, but we can't do that now. If we do that now and put our hands on one of these little niggas playing corners, we're gonna fuck around and have to really shoot back at somebody.
Now let me get back to what more Jackson. You see the difference with us growing up was that even though we were on Gang Time, our OGs, like, and I gotta say the name again, Jetta, Ace, all of them, right? You got Big Lenny and Bear and all these dudes, right? When they spoke, we listened no matter what. It was just a respecting because we grew up with respecting our things. You know what I mean? And we were taught respect.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The thing is, you got these young, you see, the problem is you got older cats giving the younger cats more respect than they give people of their peers because of the money. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where the problem comes. You got I'm talking about you got old dudes like you, old dudes like Sonny, older dudes like Jetta calling young cats younger than me only because they got money and they giving them money. That's the thing. With us, when we grew up, no matter what, you could speak to certain other men. They, some of them were disrespectful, but you want to know something? They'll get a beating sometime in the day. I remember one time some dude tried to do something to me and he got snatched up. I ain't gonna say all the, you know what I mean? But my OG snatched him up. You wanna know why? Because it was, you disrespecting the youth. Nowadays, you can't do that because the moment you say something to one of these kids, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go home, get that gun, and while you walking down the block minding your business, they're gonna try to shoot you.
How do we get the respect back, Ace? How do we get the respect back, Mo? Jetta, how do we get the respect back? You have it. You had it. Y'all brothers got it. How do we get it back? So we can say, I could talk to Crave, and because I'm at what? How old am I? 45. I should be able to talk to somebody 30 to send the kite down to the 20s, to send the kites down to the teens, and everybody that's respected. Crave, Set, Maurice, Howard, son, Howard's wilding, bro. What's good? Blah, 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 blah. Let's have a meeting over there.
Check this out. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example how this shit just got all the way out of control. I'm gonna give you an example from where I'm from in Brownsville, Howard Projects, Brownsville. I always did shit for my community or whatever. So I opened up a barbershop in my community, and the young kids, like I had running, bro. It was sad though because I was having
the shop was lit. The shop was lit though. You had problems in the community?
No, listen, this why I closed the barbershop down. One of the reasons why I closed it down, I was having problems with the young niggas from my projects where I grew up at. I was born in these projects. I'm stamped engraved in these projects, but the young kids, they used to come to the barbershop and they just want to do what they want to do and they gang bang and and I'm telling them like, bro, listen, I know your mother, I know your father, I know your grandmother, I know your grandfather, I know your aunts, I know your uncles, but they don't know me. You know what I'm saying?
They don't care.
Fuck all that. This nigga did all that time in jail. He got these bodies. He did this. They don't know me personally, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but I blame that. I swear to you, I blame that on these people's parents because
thank you.
If your mother and father, the way my mother raised me on respecting my elders, my mother didn't play that. Respecting my elders. So check it. This how this shit is so disconnected now. Mm-hmm. I had some complications in my shop with some young kids. Like I said, I know all these. I know the kids' whole lineage before they was born. I know, and when I call a mother, I call her uncle. I call her. These people don't even got a handle on these kids. I'm calling them. Listen, I'm calling them like, yo, talk to your son, talk to your nephew, talk to your and they don't even. This the shit that wouldn't happen with my nephews or because my nephews, my family, my kids.
I'm breaking my son up.
I say, bro, but nowadays these kids don't even respect their parents.
Wait, hold up. Let's just go. I'm gonna let Ace tap in after.
You said it right there, Maurice.
Yeah.
These don't even respect their mothers or fathers, man.
They're not.
They don't.
And you know what's the problem?
You want to know why?
All right, you know what's the problem? And another
hold on. Let's just go. Let's just go real quick.
Hold on. 1 second. You want to know why? Because these young parents got scared of the fact of the people telling them that they're gonna go to jail if they beat their kids. Yo, moms would come and whoop my ass. I'm talking about. I remember one time I was outside doing some shit. Moms told me not to do. She came around the room,
hands and feet,
cross my motherfucking back and head. You want to know
that plays a part, Crave. But to add on to that, right, is that too many parents, elders, and quote unquote OGs or whatever, where they fucked up at is that you make it where your kids think that your peers.
Your friends, yeah, there you go. Say that.
Yeah.
Say that.
That's the issue. So if you sitting around and you smoking with your son and all that, Craig,
right,
and you and your son and your daughter and their friends, right? The respect is gone.
Right.
It's a wrap. It's over.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's too much of that shit, man.
Right.
Trying to be the friend.
You know why? My 22-year-old daughter right now, I'm having problems with. You want to know why? Because I kind of was trying to be that cool dad. You understand what I'm saying? I was trying to be a cool dad. Now my daughter felt like she could talk any which way to me and this, that, and the third. And it bit me in the ass because I was trying to be the cool dad. So now when I put my foot down, it's like, why are you saying this, Dad? Just the other day, we were chilling, we were talking and being, it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But these kids, like I said, they don't get no ass whoopings. They don't get punishments. They be taking the phones and it's just crazy, man. You can't.
Taking the phone is like the biggest punishment now. Like you take that phone, somebody gonna pass out without that jack.
Nah, but you.
Hold on, we can't hear you, Margarita. We can't hear you, Ma.
You can't even do that nowadays. You get a phone call. I threatened my daughter years ago. I remember she's taking a big exam, and she told the assistant principal, the teacher, "Oh, Bill, this says because my mom's gonna slap me." I get a phone call, and they're like, "Oh, Miss Rodriguez," blah, blah. I said, "Excuse me, I didn't even slap her." But you can't do that. Blah blah blah. XYZ. I mean, these people need to really get after the real child abusers, not people who are disciplining their kids. But let's just say you don't even slap your kid. Let's just say you're very strict.
It was ACS when we grew up. It was ACS.
Right. You have other ways of disciplining your child. The point is that you can't even do that because kids have a say. And on top of that, Maurice, what you did, your nephew you instill fear in him. He respects you.
Nah, I didn't instill. I don't think I didn't instill fear in him. I just think that he knew
it came from.
No, he knew because he knew that I did so much time in prison. He knew that, like his father, my brother, always told him about me. Like, yo, I did enough time for the whole family, my nigga. Nobody in my family should do no time. I did enough time. I went through the shit. You know what I mean? And I came home, and I've been productive in life. My nephew, the reason why he respect me is because
all of that.
Because it didn't get, like, I'm being honest, it didn't get passed down to my kids. You know how the shit skip and it bounce around.
Yeah.
If you that nigga in the street doing all that shit, somebody gonna get it in the family, and my nephew got it, but he just respected because the way like my nephew, he respect me probably more than he respect my brother. You know what I'm saying? My brother ain't in no, you know what I mean? But when my nephew speak to me, I could speak the language with him because I know the language. Like my nephew's on Rikers Island right now. That You saw that when Eric Adams just got into the shit and that gang and shit he put up with the people. My nephew, one of them on that shit. You know,
the 17 kids in Fort Greene.
That picture. My nephew was already in prison for some other murders and some dumb other shit he did. But now Eric Adams, they, you know, and the crazy shit is because my nephew, when he called me, everything that I told him that he's going through,
he's repeating back to you.
Damn, you told me this because I told him that because I went through the shit. You feel what I'm saying? I went through the shit. So I told him this. Now my nephew's he's in a whole some other situation.
He's in a whole lot of shit right
crazy.
Now.
But
who feels it knows it best.
But one thing that he won't forget
is what you told
my uncle always told me. I told him, you go to Rikers Island, you're gonna do this. This gonna happen. This gonna happen. This gonna happen. This gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And he when he be like, yo, damn. You know what I'm saying? I told him this stuff, but he had to figure this shit out on his own. Hey.
Hopefully what happens from all of this is that these brothers that's going through it now, they're going through it early, and they're gonna go through it. Hopefully, they reach the next ones. I think the next ones after this is going to be good.
I think it's tired now. I think they tired now. I think this is the time where we can step in. I think these kids are tired now. I think we can step in right now because they tired. They don't lost so much.
That's a good point, bro. I never thought about it. You might be right.
Tired. I think.
How you feel about that, Ace? You think they tired? You on the front line?
Tired of what, Sonny?
He said he think they tired. They losing steam. They running out of gas. They going to jail. They running from the law.
They done lost all their friends. All their friends. They tired.
I'm gonna tell you right now, they're nowhere near tired.
Let me hear. You don't think they tired, Ace? You feel like they tired?
No, they're not tired. You know why? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna have to learn, bro. And this was gonna happen.
Right.
Consequences.
What's gonna happen is that they're going back because I'm looking at a vivid picture, bro. Right? They're going back to the mid 80s, late 80s, early 90s. They're getting ready to lock a bunch of people to fuck up.
No, Eric Adams about to lock every year.
Yeah. So what's gonna happen is that a lot of these young kids, 18 to 25 and all that, a lot of them getting ready to go to jail and they're not coming out till they 40. And some of them is not gonna get out. So that's the reality. So if you're not willing to tell these kids the truth, then you might as well be quiet.
But I'm gonna say something about my generation, right? And what's crazy about it is we didn't follow in y'all footsteps the older guys who told us not to do things.
Why not?
And I'm one to attest to it. I could say that a lot of times I didn't want to be bothered. And that's where the disconnect came from in a lot of ways. You get what I'm saying? Y'all took the time out. You understand? Y'all took the time out. Jetta, Sonny, Ace. Y'all took the time out to check us. With me, as a lot of times I ain't want to be bothered. I was just too worried about getting money. Plus I had kids at that. I was 17 with my first daughter. You understand what I mean? So if you speak to a lot of guys my age, I'm about to be 40 in a few months. A lot of guys my age, we didn't really bother because you want to know something? The disrespect was so much.
Salute to you for making it to 40, bro.
Yo, hear me? You old timer now. If you go on the system right now, Craig,
yeah,
they see you as an old timer. Because the brother right there, he can tell you, once you 35 and up top, they see you as an old timer.
Yeah.
So you no longer have no excuses anymore. You are Jetta, Sonny, and all these other dudes. You an elder now.
I'm trying to stay young here, Aiden.
Your standards is high. The expectations is at another level now.
Right.
No, but what I'm saying is, at one point, like Sonny could tell you, certain people could tell you, I started doing my give backs. I started getting in the hood and doing certain things way before we are Flatbush, way before a lot of things. You understand? Because Sonny and I used to be on this timing from a long time ago. You feel me? And the thing was, it something sparked in my head and it made me realize, like, damn, what am I doing to my own community? You understand?
Right.
What am I doing to my own community? You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Bucky and Jetta and them never wanted us doing none of the things we did in the streets. We used to get in trouble. I used to hide from them. Just like Sonny said, I used to hide. I'll be dipping. You understand what I'm saying? I would get in trouble when I get to the house. Oh, I heard you did this. I heard you did that. Oh, damn, the streets. You know, me forgetting that they are the streets. You understand what I'm saying? They are the streets, so they're going to hear it.
The streets is a family.
What the fuck do we do? We let them just jump into
I'm gonna tell you.
I say we let them jump into the fire because that's the direction they want to go. And it's a small percentage. I say we focus the energy on the kids that want to do good, the kids that's scared to come outside, the kids like that's taking the big test, like her daughter. You know what I'm saying? The kids that's on the fence and want to go. I feel Ace where he say that they're the influence, right? But we got to do the whole, what is it, the 80-20 rule. Right now, it's 20% is controlling the narrative. They're controlling the story. They're controlling the minds. But if we focus on that 80, on that 20% is controlling it, but we focus on the 80.
You want to know something? I have to agree with Sonny on this. And what Eric Adams is doing, the clean sweep that he's about to do, is going to open up the doors for us to really grab the neighborhood back. I'm not even going to lie.
Are we surprised by Eric Adams' moves? Like this is, Ace called it months before. I saw it months before. What was he supposed to do? Like as leadership, as dudes is running amok. He shouldn't have came. He can't come in like Dinkins. And Dinkins came in, dudes ran amok.
Eric Adams, what do you think? What do you think about Eric Adams? Is he doing a good thing? What do you think that his what he doing is gonna make some like he getting people? Yo, no mayor never had no fucking bunch of gang bang niggas in the same.
In the office.
But he's smart. It got to start from the head. You got to understand something. It got to start from the head. Just like Supernova. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with the blood. You feel me? When the folks in the Crips was beefing heavy, Supernova and myself was on the phone with mad people trying to orchestrate a way to put a ceasefire to slow it down. Because I don't know if you remember, the Crips and the folks was going heavy at it. You understand what I'm saying? We got on the phone. I got on the phone with some big folks from all over. You know what I mean? And we got on the phone with some of the big homies, some of the big lokes. And we had some Damus on the phone. You got to understand, even the big G's are saying, yo, look, we're telling these young cats to stop. They don't want to hear it. So you Crip, right? You Crip, right? Yeah.
You Crip, right? So I'm just asking you, you don't got that influence? The influence they ain't gonna listen to you?
But you see, the thing is, we got an influence, but then we also don't. Because you got to think about it like this. Peers. You got to look at your peers, right? They look at me like he said. Ace just said it. You an old timer. You're old timer. Get out of here. You just talking that dumb shit.
And not to mention, a lot of your homies, that's your homies. Certain cats is locked. Certain cats is brushed. You know what I mean? Certain cats just ain't around. Like a lot of cats got.
If you want to talk,
where are the people that respect you?
I wish the guy Biz.
We're the ones that respect you that respect your.
A lot of the ones that respect me, they doing what they supposed to do. They in school, they getting their jobs, they doing what they supposed to do. The ones.
No, even the ones that
let me explain something, Maurice. Let me say something to you. Remember, all right, let me think about it. Let's say you and Sonny was homies, right? And then you got Ace as the older guy, right? Ace is telling you, yo, don't do this, don't do that. But then you got Sonny, who you run with every day, like, yo, bro, we need to do this. Who you think you would follow?
Like that DMX song and shit, Damien.
Well, but Crave, and I get your point, but that's for even us right here on this panel. There's always a war going on inside of us each and every day. So we always gonna battle.
Always.
But if you young and you really don't really have no direction, it's easy for them to sway that other way. Like the scenario you gave, of course he's gonna ride with his man that he's with every day. Yeah, he heard me, but he wasn't listening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to grab, Maurice. It's really not about what we say anymore. It's about the actions that they're gonna learn from the actions of what they do. You understand what I mean? Well, Ace,
I could tell you, I could see in Ace's eyes that he gives his heart when he speaks to these kids. And half of them, it hurts his heart that when he hears such and such just got locked up for da-da-da-da. Because he took an hour out of his time to speak to this kid. But guess what? His homie who's with him every day just told him, yo, bro, fuck what Ace is saying.
All right, so when
Ace is the old head.
So when I tell you, yo, bro, listen to me. You shoot, boy, you gonna go to jail for 25 years, bro. You gonna go to jail for 30 years. They don't care.
You wanna know back in the days? Sonny told me enough times you don't do this. You wanna know what I did? I did it. You wanna know why? I felt I could get away. And guess what? I'm lucky to say I did because I'm a thinker. You understand? Not all these guys are thinking like Ace just mentioned it. They taking these drugs. When they get these drugs, let me tell you something, man. These drugs is different. When these drugs get in a system, when the drugs get in a system, everything else means nothing. I promise you.
I had to send a bunch of kids to drug.
I want to hear from you
inpatient drug programs. Craig,
finish. I want to ask you a question, Tiz.
I had to send a bunch of kids to inpatient drug abuse programs because I'm like, you're not dying on my watch. Because you close to death. That's number one. Number two, everybody, we focus a lot on the men. I mean, the boys, the young men or whatever. Yo, don't sleep on these girls, man. Some of them is harder than these dudes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Hey, yo, Tiz.
Yo.
Ask you a question. You from the 90s. You from that era. Tiz, I know you personally. Why you never joined the gang? Because you from that same shit. I want to know why you never got involved with that shit, bro.
I missed that gang shit.
Yeah, I was about to say.
How? You ain't go to jail? How?
Yeah, I was too old for that gang shit. My last gang was in junior high school. When I went to high school, all that gang shit, because all it was you hanging around your friends. That's how the gang was. It wasn't no other hoods. Your gang was the niggas you hung with every day. So that was my gang. So
but
now
the dude you slap box with, the dude you got physical with.
But wait, Tiz never went to prison. It wasn't no. He was in the 90s. He was out there with all the shit. How you escape? How you ain't?
Then another thing I don't like about gangs.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, when I used to come to, remember when we hooked up, we met, we bonded. You brought me to the 90s and everybody respected you. You wasn't even a gangbanger. You remember when you took me to that cup? I went to that blue cup shit with you with all the Crip niggas. That blue cup shit with you. I went with you. They all respected you, but you wasn't a gang.
I was still fighting back then. I was still fighting. And I never liked that gang shit because I'm not going to come over here and now I got to fight for some dude I don't know because he got the same color flag as me. You bring your friend around and you say, yo, this is my boy. Yo, he the cuz. Now I'm supposed to risk my life for some dude I don't fucking know. Get the fuck out of here.
How the fuck everybody that you around is down with this shit? What made you not want to? Because you ain't. What made you not want to fuck with
you? Want to know? I can speak for him. He was an individual. That was it. Me. It just wasn't his style. Let me tell you something, Maurice. It wasn't even really my style. Sonny know me.
You was being spiteful. You was being spiteful. You wanted drama with blood. So it was like,
I literally became a gangbanger because I wanted to smoke with the Bloods. And I didn't have to. But I chose to. You understand? Even people would say to me, how come you never did jail time, this and the third? Because I was a thinker. Just because they did. You see what Tiz said? Oh, I got drama. Yo, listen, I don't care who you got drama.
You can't say that, though. You can't say that, though, bro, because penitentiaries across the country, you know what I mean? It got some full of thinkers, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Don't mix my point up with what I'm saying. When I say that, I thought for myself. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of thinkers in jail. Of course, they got some of the smartest people in jail.
Yeah, what I mean? we don't realize that we get caught up even with the drill, all that we talking about. We get caught up, but we go to sleep. We party. We shop. Task force don't.
Hey, Craig, the cards. It's just that. Yeah, you was a thinker, but it's just that the cards that you were dealt, right? Yep. You just played the cards right.
That's it.
That's the difference.
I don't even agree with that, Ace, because let me say this.
How you can't agree with that, Sonny, when everybody gets a hand, bro?
Right, listen. Right. But listen though, right? You got caught up, right? Maurice got caught up. How do we know that hand wasn't your hand to play? That was something that you needed. Like
that's what
I get it, bro. But check this out. I know how you was moving. I definitely know how this man Mo was moving, right? Y'all brothers could have been dead, bro. That shit could have saved your life.
No, that's a fact. But I'm saying, as far as the way the cards was dealt, everybody get an opportunity to play their hand, right?
Right.
But that's when decision making come into play. So when you make the wrong decision and the wrong choices, you might end up in a can.
I see what you're saying.
And some people end up dead. And then the other people, they end up living prosperous lives without ever going through any of those hardships as prison and jail and all that. But everybody get a hand, Sonny.
And just like he said, there's many hands I was dealt where I decided and I said, yo, I'm not going. If y'all want to fight, let's fight. You understand what I'm saying? There's many situations where I was supposed to be with the team and everybody got locked and I didn't get locked because I chose to say, no, I'm not going. If y'all niggas want to disciplinary me, you want to DP, you want to put me in the square for this, let's go in the square. But I was the fighter, so most of the time, they didn't want to fight.
I'll tell you one thing, just like cards and shit, I done got lucky a lot of times too. I don't know about y'all niggas, but I ain't gonna blame it all on the hand I was dealt. I can say a couple of times y'all was dumbing and
check this out. I remember I went to visit Tiz one day in the 90s. You know, Tiz, my guy. I went to visit him in the 90s. We was gonna hang out and shit. So I pulled up in the 90s. And I know I'm good on the strength of him. He good, you know, I'm good. I pull up in the 90s. I got my jewelry on, whatever, I'm chilling, whatever. I'm waiting for Tiz to come because we supposed to go to some Blue Cup shit, some Crip shit he wanted to go to. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I don't care. I go. I'm sitting in the car waiting for Tiz. And when Tiz come, whatever, we go to some shit that was in the 90s, some shit. He take me to it was some restaurant. It was a restaurant. Then the downstairs was a basement.
5-0?
Yeah. It was 6'2". It's 6'2" now, but yeah.
He took me to some shit. I'm not no gangbanger, bro. I'm not with nothing. I'm just Tiz my nigga. I'm a nigga. If you who you supposed to be, I'm gonna pull up wherever you say pull up. This your community.
Was he who he was supposed to be?
No, he was because I was all right, but
you talking about with the strippers?
No, remember with Tiz when I went downstairs in that restaurant shit, and I went downstairs and it was all these niggas it was just an experience because these niggas, you could tell these niggas some dangerous niggas, and it was crazy. From there, we went to some Blue Cup shit, some Blue Cup party shit. It was beautiful, but I saw the gangbang culture so crazy. It was like, wow, this shit is. But all them guys was getting together. It was just like.
But look, let me ask you this though, bro. Why you say you think they losing steam?
Who said they losing steam?
Didn't you say
they were losing steam? You think it's coming
right now? You think they losing steam, like as far as their momentum is in gang
with the shooting.
Because so many people is getting clipped off, so many people going to jail. I just personally think that a lot of first of all, this is what happened, bro. A lot of these kids, bro, not like us, like certain individuals, me, and it ain't in their soul, bro. It's not in their soul. This shit is not in their soul. They just jumping out, just being a part of. You got kids that's punks. You got dudes that's punks, bro.
Listen, all right, Mo, check it, Mo. Remember like you was talking the other day when you was like, yo, you went through your little stretches, getting locked up here, locked up there, before you caught your little long bid. These kids right now is just coming outside and just catching long bids and just catching big
exactly
boys.
Right off the two murders. Right, you ain't never did. You don't even know what it's like.
Yo, you want to know what's so crazy? I think of it like with Men in Society when Old Dog was telling him you got to ride for your cousin. You remember before he went to go do the shooting, he was so scared he didn't even really want to do the shooting. What's my man name again? I can't remember. Right. Yeah, Kane. If you think about it, this is what's happening right now.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of dudes don't want to do what they doing.
They not built like
they don't want to do what they doing. So.
But the peer pressure got them.
It's the peer. You see it? It's the peer pressure. Let me tell you something. Right. It's sometimes I had to go into the DP because I didn't want to hear nothing that nobody had to say because I did what I wanted to do. You understand what I mean? Even though I'm all the way affiliated, I still did what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like I said, I fought a lot, so it didn't bother me. It's like like I said, I was more on a vengeance than I needed protection. I didn't need protection. My name was good in the streets, not only because of the people I had that was the elders to me, but because I wasn't scared.
I got a question. I got a question. If you can answer, Crave. I don't know if you can. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know how this thing works. But as far as the DP, right? You know, I guess it stands for disciplinary.
I would like to hear from the brother Jetta. He's sitting in the cut chilling.
I'm just listening to y'all. You know what I'm saying? When I came up, the only gangs.
I would like to hear from the good brother.
Yeah, the only gangs when I was coming up, and I'm not from Vanderveer, but I know dudes in Vanderveer. I'm from 28th Street, Flatbush Junction. But when I was growing up, it was only like 3 gangs. It was the Payhays, the Decepticons, and the Transformers. That's the only gangs I know. But I wasn't with that. That wasn't my style. You know what I'm saying? I knew dudes in Vanderveer. And I ain't just talking about anybody. I'm talking about dudes that had strength, like Cadian, Fat Cat, Showing, Tiki. You know what I'm saying? When I got into the streets, that was by my choice. But that wasn't on no gangbanging. That was about getting some paper. You know what I'm saying? But as I go down, this shit is crazy. I got a son that's affiliated with Crips. But I try to talk to him every day. Make sure he all right.
How
old
is
he? I try to tell him, if you're not bred, you're not bred for no prison.
You couldn't stop your son Jetta from getting involved.
No, I was in prison. I was in the feds.
Okay.
When I came home, he was already into that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I went to jail when he was like 12. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say something about this. I don't want people to get the misunderstanding of this gang culture for us. You know what I mean? Because I hear so much people say, I didn't have to do this and I ain't do. Listen, it's just like y'all. Y'all were money makers. You understand what I'm saying? Jetta hung with money makers that were gangsters. Y'all were gangsters and money makers at the same time. For us, it was a lot of dudes didn't even want to become Crip. A lot of dudes didn't even want to become Blood. It was just they were product of their environment. You understand what I'm saying? Tiz is like some of the people that Sonny's like some of the people. Some of y'all is just some of the people who just decided, you know what? I'm definitely not gonna do this.
And we're still respect, but they still was respected in their community.
They always gonna be respected. You understand what I mean? Because guess what? They held their weight in the way they wanted to. You understand what I'm saying? You know look, I didn't physically meet Tiz. I knew Tiz's name before I physically met Tiz. You understand what I'm saying? And he wasn't even a Crip.
You knew his name because of what? You knew his name because of what?
Because he was respected. He was considered a certain individual that name rang bells within in the community. You understand what I'm saying? For whatever reasons.
Violent. What was it because of? Violence?
I'm not disclosing all that. It was just known. You understand what I'm saying? That's all it was. It was just known.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
You know how like people say what they say, like you just said about, they never got down with the Crips, Bloods, folks, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when you sit down and ask most of these dudes, they say that they was down with such and such, right? They was down with VIP. They was down with FPK. They was down with STP. They was down with Tennis Court Massive. And those are gangs, homie.
I know, but I let people talk what they want to talk.
I'm tired of people not accepting the fact that they were once a gang member. Don't just shoot down the gangs now and act like because you're older now and you may have left that alone,
And those gangs, those little crews are not really.
So they was these guys you're talking about. They was
gangs, Sonny.
It was gangs. It's a fact. I agree. 100%.
We're not gonna beautify it, right? By just saying, oh, those are crews. That's beautifying it.
Nah, do I say crews though? Because I feel like certain shit was crews. Like if it was a certain amount of dudes, like Tiz said, dudes hang out on a certain block, you would say STP was a gang or a crew. Y'all niggas knew each other parents, and that was a crew, a brethren.
What, you think bunch of the Lokes don't know each other parents?
But that's what I'm trying to show you though, Crave. The flags is different. Now we start arguing over politics in Missouri. It's different than politics in New York.
Same, yo, Sonny, come on, bro. Don't do that to me right now.
I get what you're saying though, bro. Here's what I'm saying though. The amount
FPK and UK beef. What is
that?
I'm
saying. I know. Here's what I'm saying though. The amount of people that know each other's mothers in 8 Trey in the country is not the same as STP or FPK or MGP.
Guess
or
what?
VIP.
You'll be surprised.
Nah, son. Nah.
You'll be surprised. I'm trying to tell you, Sonny.
You have to factor in, Sonny, that, and Crave may attest to this. You have like a lot of dudes who were in one particular set, right? Of the different gangs. And now they done branched off and they call themselves LP, whatever, and all that. What is that?
What is what? When they switch sides?
No, not switch sides. When they branch off and they give themselves names. Yo, we now DDP now, but they still part of the Crips though.
That's a crew.
That's a branch off. You know what I mean?
Crazy. What I'm telling Sonny is that they still gang members.
Yeah.
But because they're DDP now, it don't mean that they're not gang members because the name change. So I don't allow people like Sonny or nobody else to get away with that.
But how many people does it make them form a gang? Like, what you mean? Like,
if you want to talk about the law, it takes 4 people walking down the street. It's a gang.
What's the difference between a gang and a crew?
I say, listen, I think about the mafia. Listen, I think about the mafia.
Hold on, the brother asked you a question.
I'm about to answer it. I think about the mafia. We all Gambino, but we part of different fucking crews. They got capos for each crew. A crew is smaller. It's like you got platoons, battalions.
So if we're a community and we holding down our community, like I'm from Howard Projects, and I got there's a couple of us, and we holding down the community, and that's a gang?
Yeah.
Hear these guys tell it. I would say that's a crew of dudes. That's a crew from Howard that holds this block.
Sonny, it's just a play of words you're using, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So what's the difference between a gang and a crew? So what's
a gang?
You said a crew is like a smaller outset of a gang.
Right.
So he's saying he's holding down his community. Him and his brothers, a group of him. So who's the gang above them? If you calling them a crew?
No, they're a crew amongst themselves, though. Why they can't be a crew amongst themselves? Look, check it out, Tiz. CTM.
A gang is not always like a bad word. It's not like saying
I'm not saying it's a bad word, but gang is a little. No, it's not about. I'm not separating it from negative. I'm separating it from like a military standpoint, like a platoon and a battalion. It's the one is two different. Say again.
Looked up to the super hoes, right?
Yeah.
Those are your big homies, right?
Big homies.
All right, so what are they?
How many was it? How many was it?
Probably like 20, probably like 30, maybe 20, 25.
What was doing?
So what's that? That's just a crew?
What were they doing?
I would say it was this. You're right. Maybe you're right.
What was y'all doing?
We could get to the root.
Robbing, shooting, killing. What was y'all doing?
It was a crew. They was into things. But it was just. You're right. I guess
there's no but, Sonny. The only way we could get to the root of a lot of stuff, son, is by breaking things down.
I can go with that.
What's the cause and why is it being the way it is now? Something happened. Like we can't act like the gang shit just touched New York. Like
it's been there. It's been there. You know what I'm saying?
That's why. So me personally, I used to be one of the people crave in denial, right? Then I had to accept the reality, bro. That I was a part of that shit. The whole fucking, because Flatbush, and you can say Flatbush and Brownsville, they're very close, right? Because then you got Flatbush, then it branches off to the 90s and knocking on the doors, Brownsville, right? We talking about
the 90s is Flatbush too.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's known for gangs since we were kids.
That's true.
It's been gang affiliated, brother.
It's
okay,
a fact.
You could walk through right now, any hood, any area, anywhere, with no repo, like me. I could go through Brownsville. I could go through anywhere, pretty much. I don't.
Yeah, I do it.
It's different for us, though.
I do it because, you know, the Most High blessed me with the ability to be able to meet brothers from everywhere. Like I know people from Cefalo, from Howard, from Tilden, from Brownsville, like, and they good friends of mine. They good people, and Bed-Stuy, whatever. And I made it that way for a reason, because I like to go anywhere I want to go.
Yo, hold up, not to cut you short, Mo, but this thing gonna cut us off in a second. I had said it for like 2 hours, so we're gonna have to pick this up.
Let him finish, Sonny.
Go ahead. I was the one to cut us off.
These kids in Howard Projects, Howard Projects, they in prison in Brownsville got how many different projects? Maybe the kids in Howard, where I'm from, they can't even go to Suffolk. They can't go to Van Dyke. They in prison in Howard. Them niggas is stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you see the difference. You see, it's a different wave right now. You understand? Even back in the days, it was the same way. You couldn't walk down certain blocks. You couldn't go in certain areas.